Alright, I believe I beat this guy before when I went to catch Tropius, so let's move on to... No, I'm not going to go to Route 119 quite yet, because there's another area, and yeah, I beat this guy before, but yeah, I'm not going to go to Route 119 quite yet, because there's an area east of here, which is Route 123. I can't access all of it right now. Most of it can only be accessed when coming from Lily Cove, but there's still a part of it that we can access with trainers to fight, and especially the best berry growing spot in the entire game. I think you can plant like 12 berries in this place, and you can literally make a forest of berries, and of course there are going to be berries for me to pick, but I'm not going to plant any because well, I don't think I'm going to need them for the purposes of this LP, but I probably would use it if it wasn't an LP file. But anyway, yeah, this is the best berry growing spot in the game, and there is no such spot in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, quite sadly, but there is, you know, in the general vicinity of Solaceon, you can find a lot of those areas where you can grow berries, and it's not quite as convenient as having one mass of soil to put berries in, but still, you've got one spot in Solaceon, you got another spot just south of it, and another one just north of it, if I remember. So that's a pretty good berry growing spot in not hard gold and soul silver, diamond, pearl, and platinum. And you just saw at the top of the screen the berries, and okay, there doesn't seem to be anything here, so yeah, as I was about to say, you saw a few berries flash at the top of the screen for a split second. That's the spot I was talking about. Anyway, I read a fun little tidbit on Bulbagarden yesterday. You know how many legendaries have a catch rate of 3, and if you've ever wondered why they never went any lower than 3, like 1 or 2 for example, it's because with a catch rate that's lower than 3, a Master Ball might actually fail to catch the Pokémon. Now, I imagine that a lot of you think that the Master Ball, the way it's coded into the game, it's a guaranteed catch always, but it doesn't quite work like that. The way it works is that it applies some absurd multiplier on the catch chance, but if you encountered a Pokemon, hypothetically speaking, with a catch rate of 1 or 2, then that crazy multiplier wouldn't even be enough to guarantee a catch at high HP and without any status. So that's why they never went below 3 and never will, because the Master Ball for 14 years it's been advertised as being able to catch anything without fail. So unless they change the way the Master Ball works... Oh, and it's starting to rain. Just wonderful. There's going to be lots more rain on Route 119, so I guess Blaziken's gonna have some trouble here. And oh, I thought this was some random NPC, but it's actually a trainer. But yeah, you see more of those berries I was talking about earlier. But as I was about to say, unless they change the Master Ball's coding to say, okay, it's a guaranteed catch always, instead of just, you know, applying that crazy multiplier, we're never gonna see legendaries with a catch rate lower than 3, or non-legendaries for that matter. I'm sure everyone's tried to catch a Beldum at some point in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum and complained that it was too difficult because of takedown recoil, the sandstorm, the catch rate of 3, but yeah, that's not the point I was trying to make. And speaking of fun stuff to read on Bulbagarden, the other day they had a column about the animal in real life that Wooper is based on, and it's really interesting as it relates to the concept of evolution and Pokemon and all that stuff. I'm going to throw a link in the movie description, and I suggest that everyone reads this because it's really interesting. I honestly didn't know that animals could sort of evolve through external factors like that. And oh, now, this guy is called the Berry Master, and he's going to give me, I believe, 2 berries. And, okay, he's gonna give me a Numel berry. No relationship to Numel, I guess. And, Pomeg berry. Those berries are a bit tricky to pronounce because it's not always obvious what the names are based on. And the Berry Master's wife here, I guess, is, I think she does something, but, oh yeah, I remember, she asks you for a saying, and there are word combinations that you can use, like a challenge contest, for example, that she'll give you a rare berry, including the Pamtree berry, which could be handy for evolving a Feebas, but unfortunately, all those combinations require a word that you can only obtain under specific conditions. There's a word, for example, that you unlock when beating the Elite Four, which is required to get one of those berries. And now I'm grabbing all those berries, as I said I would. It's gonna take a little bit, so please be patient. And you know what? In Megaman 10, yeah, I know I've been making a lot of Megaman references lately, but this one actually has something to do with Pokemon. Because if you've played Megaman 10 and you've downloaded the first special stage, and you beat the special stage, then it gives you a special weapon called the Mirror Buster. But the way the weapon names are displayed in most Mega Man games from 5 onwards, except for 8 of course, is that there's one word that's written in full, and the other, there's only the first letter of the word. Now for the Mirror Buster, they couldn't write M Buster because it was already taken, you know, the Mega Buster. So the only other choice that they had, and the one that they actually went with, was to call it the Mirror Beak. Yes, I'm not kidding. They actually named the item on the weapon selection screen the Mirror Beak. And you know what? I was literally, no, not literally laughing on the floor, but I found it so freaking funny, you know, because everything that's related to Mirror B in some way is always sure to be hilarious. And nowadays, neither I nor my brother refer to it as the Mirror Buster. We only talk about it as, you know, the Mirror B, because, hey, it's freaking Mirror B in a Mega Man game. It's Afro-tastic! Okay, I'm gonna stop. But anyway, using Blaziken, as I said, isn't the best course of action when you're on a route where it's raining, but Flamethrower still doesn't number on bugs that are 14 levels lower, even when it's raining, so don't try this at home unless you're over-leveled. Well, I don't really consider myself over-leveled because of the fact that I've only used 3 Pokemon so far, and I trained my Pokemon diligently by fighting absolutely everything I saw. And now we're done with Route 123, so we're gonna head back to Route 119, where it's gonna rain some more. And Route 119 introduces really freaking tall grass. You cannot use your bike in that really tall grass, and you can't run either. Of course, it's not as bad as some of the snow areas on Route 217 and Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, where you couldn't even walk at full speed, and I haven't heard of anyone who wants to see that come back in Generation 5. Oh, and there's thunder and lightning, and it's actually pretty real. Oh, wow, a Kecleon! I don't think this is a very common Pokemon here. There are a few forest encounters with the Kecleons later on, once I'm going to obtain, I forget the name of the item, which allows me to see invisible Kecleons. But it's sort of like with Snorlax in red, blue, and yellow, except you can actually find others in the wild, so those forced Kecleon encounters, I'm going to kill them, because if I really wanted one, I could find one in the wild at any time like I did just now. Of course, they're rather rare, and with that, it's bye-bye a go-go!